Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the Roundtable, Roll20 even. Roll20 Roundtable. I was like, I'm not going to screw this intro up. I think I've screwed this up every single time at this point. Okay, Roll20 Roundtable. That's why we're here. Welcome. I'm your host, Luke, social media manager here at Roll20. It's good to see everybody in chat. I see people checking in. What's going on? I am here with my co-host, as always, TK Johnson. TK, how's it going over there?
I got a strong 2 co-host streak.
Yeah, we're building it up.
Yeah,
building it up, baby.
100% baby.
Yeah, it's a perfect streak at this point. And with us this week, somebody in chat says, "Yay, Emily is back," and you are correct. Emily Floyd, licensing director at Roll20. How's it going?
Hi.
What's up?
That's me. I'm sorry. You kind of took my whole. That's my name. That's my title. Is there something else I should be providing?
Wow.
We usually do favorite color.
Oh, pink. Obviously.
Favorite sandwich.
Yeah.
Pink. Oh, the roast beef and cheddar. Is that?
That's good. Do you like squeezed cheddar, or do you like a slightly melted sliced cheddar, or do you like a sprinkle?
Cold.
Did you say cold?
Cold slice.
You like a cold and then a cold cut roast beef?
Yeah.
When you said roast beef, you lifted up your phone to show the pink, and I thought you had a roast beef sandwich. I got really excited.
Can you imagine?
What if it was like a magic trick, and like she lifts up the phone, and then she like does the thing like they do in the video. She just like shakes it, and then it's a roast beef sandwich. She shakes it again. It's like an origami swan.
That whole sentence, I was excited to see where it was going to end up, and it did not disappoint.
What an incredible day for us all.
Oh,
what
boy.
A wonderful experience. And what a wonderful experience it is to be here with you guys back in chat for another roundtable. We're halfway through September. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are there, and that's how far time has been flying. But it's not bad news for us because we've had a lot of cool.
That's right, baby. You thought that you were ready to finally understand and get over 2020. It's almost 2022, baby.
Oh, no. No. We are. That is a 9 in the month slot of your calendar. We are. So we're a little bit past halfway through the year, which means that, we're coming up on a new quarter here. We got a lot of cool stuff. Today, we're going to be talking a lot about licensing stuff because, like I mentioned, Emily is, in fact, the licensing director here at Roll20. So we're going to be floating some questions about that stuff. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the new tutorial experience, which is really cool, something we're very excited about here. We have a brand new first-time user experience is the official term for it, but it's a tutorial.
It's just fancy speak for tutorial.
It's a tutorial, and it's really exciting. So I know a lot of people who are here and watching are probably pretty familiar with Roll20, but there's still a lot to learn there, and it's kind of like a sandbox, so it's easy to play around. I don't want to get into it too much before we get started, but we should jump into it. But before we do that, I wanted to go over how we usually kind of kick this off, which is what have you been playing? So Emily, I'll kick it to you first. What have you been playing? RPGs, non-RPGs, anything interesting that you want to note here?
Are we like focusing tabletop only, or what are my parameters?
Whatever you feel you want to talk. Games are a holistic experience. And here at Roll20, we believe in play. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
I've got my weekly D&D campaign always. So that is running years and years now, and always a part of my life. I also, in terms of non-tabletop, am always playing Final Fantasy 14. That's a big end of the day time sink for me.
Popular one around the office. I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but
awesome.
I'm always in that weird place of one of the problems of working in licensing for tabletop. I mean, I feel like this is probably a problem for working in tabletop in general, is you have to know so much about so many different games that there's so much time spent researching and learning about the games and not nearly enough time playing the games.
Yes.
So my to be played list is so epically long because I know bits and pieces about so many things, and I've tried samplings and little bits of so many exciting games, but being able to sit down and take the time to play them, I've got a dream list, and it's long. It's a long one.
I hear you. Yeah, I know that. I definitely know that feeling. TK, what have you been up to lately?
You know me, I'm an old man, so I just play like 2 video games. Um, I am hearing a little bit of the echo now, Emily.
Oh, I can fix that.
All
Hold,
right.
please. We're going headphone mode.
Headphones. I
We're
bet you
going
have
in.
like cute headphones too. It's
I
gonna make
have
me
the
really
same
mad.
headphones you have, actually, just in a different color.
Those are
Oh,
nice. Those do count.
those are cute. All right, you still there?
Yes.
Hello.
Nice.
Very nice. So, like, I'm an old man. I've been playing the same, like, ones as last month. Cozy Grove after work, and then Majora's Mask on the weekends.
That's the way to do it. Time loops are pretty popular right now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and honestly, the moon hitting the earth is really popular right now, so I'm just
That's
trying to get
apocalyptic time loops is kind of for some reason that's resonating with people. I can't imagine why
wild.
that might be.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
I want so badly to get a picture of the moon from Majora's Mask, like right over the city, like a cityscape. So it would be like the moon right here on the ball of my shoulder,
that'd be
and then
cool.
the cityscape like going down, down all the way down on my arm, and maybe a silhouette of Skull Kid dancing, like
That's
at the
cool.
very bottom. Ugh, I want it. I want it bad.
I was just
Do
picturing
it.
the clock thing as a
Yeah, exactly.
rollable table token on Roll20, which would be pretty good for keeping time in a campaign. Maybe if you had like certain areas that change depending on the time of day. I don't know. That's an
Ooh, yeah.
idea. You guys should
Marketplace
use
artists,
that.
get on it.
Man, that would be really cool. I should put that in an upcoming newsletter, and then maybe we could couple it with that API that Nick Olivo's got an API that does the rumors, where you just
Yes.
walk up to an NPC and they'll just tell you like a randomly generated rumor.
Oh, that's
Maybe you could
awesome.
do something like that, like you basically do the rollable table, and then you like, oh, it's midnight now, and then you get certain rumors at midnight, or like certain events or certain NPCs trigger at midnight. That'd be so cool.
That's actually really cool.
I don't remember who I was talking to yesterday. I was like, it would be really cool if we could do is if you got a rollable token that also triggered like a voice line.
Yes, that would be cool.
I would lose it anyway.
I
That's what I'm playing.
myself, I've been playing. I mean, our campaign, my ongoing campaign's been going. It was a bye week for us because they just finished a big dungeon, so they're moving on to the next one, which is really exciting. It's like set in like a French salon basically, and there's a poetry competition, and they're gonna have to do different little tasks to gather up different little pieces of poetry to try to win this thing, which is really exciting. I've been working on this for a while and like pitching ideas, but I went down to. I saw, what did I see? I saw Barry Lyndon for the first time, and this was like the inspiration for this thing, which is so funny to me. So that's what I've been up to. I've been that, and then for video games, I've been playing Psychonauts 2, which has been pretty great and also pretty
Incredible.
campaign.
Oh my gosh,
time.
I love like the imagery of Psychonauts. I think it's so fun.
It really is.
I've never played, but I just think it looks so fun.
It looks really great, and it's super creative, like throw all these things at the wall kind of situation.
Yeah. Is it? I guess it's probably not. It reminds me a lot of like Oddworld.
Yeah, sure. I think that
Yeah,
there's definitely
I
some
really
of that in
loved
there.
Abe's Odyssey as like a teenager, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's very. I love those like RPGs where there's a little bit of combat mechanic, but most of it is like physics-based puzzle solving,
Right.
and like using your absurd powers to like roll a boulder from the top of the mountain all the way down to hit like one teacup.
It's so good.
Just like little things. I had played what is it called? The one It Takes Two, where it's like you get a different puzzle mechanic every time. Ugh, I loved that game. That game was incredible.
That game was phenomenal gameplay and also just a lovely homage to like every video game genre ever.
Yeah, and then also like it was very much a love letter to like classic couch co-op, which I have been missing just so dearly.
There's never enough couch co-op.
Yeah.
Just never enough.
It
I
is.
hear that.
It's coming back. Like couch co-op is like coming back in a big way nowadays. Probably because we can't go anywhere. But yeah. So, are you ready to get into the debate?
Oh man, TK brought a pretty good question at the table this week. I'm excited to hear about this one. You want to go ahead and field it there for us,
Yo,
TK? Let's talk a little
okay.
bit about this.
You can only have one uncommon magical item in real life. You have 30 seconds to make your case. And I'm going to start that sweet, sweet timer as soon as Google loads it.
Who's going first?
Yeah, who's
Who's at the top of the list? Me.
You
yeah,
are.
you are.
Yeah, me. So one sec, I'm gonna reset it because it already started.
This is gonna be a hard act to follow.
So, like, this is for me. I'm a person who's like, I wouldn't have anything for transportation. I wouldn't have anything for carrying other things because those are things where, like, I don't really use those very often. I would have a paper bird. Because paper bird are like those little magical, they're little magical origami messengers, and they can go anywhere on the same plane that you're on. So even if it was like texts or something like that, it can go there. That's it for me. That's my time.
I love how.
Yeah,
I love
did you like it?
TK, you built a rebuff for our items into your argument.
Yeah, that seems a little unfair.
A chance to make a case for them.
I mean, I'm just saying, good luck finding your keys, but whatever.
All right, I'll go next.
I don't have to convince you. I just have to convince them.
So great.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, and go.
Bag of holding, obviously. Okay, hear me out. I know what you're all thinking. Bag of holding rules as written is not as cool as bag of holding is in everybody's brain. But that being said, think about the fact that every time you leave, you don't have to worry about like fitting the bag, the size of the bag to what you need and where you're going. You can literally just have everything that you need with you at all times. That makes you able to pivot based on what life throws at you. You could find yourself in so many unexpected situations. And hey, if anything is ever in there that you need to like destroy and make sure nobody ever sees, boom, just pop it into the astral plane. It'll go away forever.
I'm not going to rebut that at all, because you guys
We're
were
not
super
allowed.
nice about mine. So
Wow.
y'all were super nice about mine. So I'm not going to bring up the fact that, like, honestly, if they just put pockets in women's clothing, like, it would probably solve a lot of problems.
You described an
holding.
iPhone with yours, TK.
All right. Who's got money for NordVPN? Hashtag not sponsored. Who? You think I could text people in Japan with my phone, and also I'm an Android user?
That's true.
You got iPhone money?
Listen, can I listen?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And go.
Flying is always the answer to these questions. Literally always. Even if it's what power would you have? What would you like? What would you? It's always flying, and the broom of flying is exactly get you there. Everybody wants to go too complicated. Everybody's thinking about all these different things you would do. What if you could just fly? What if you could just access the nearest Taco Bell as fast as you could possibly access that Taco Bell? This is the gift I give to you with the broom of flying. I cede the rest of my time as bonus points.
You got 2 bonus points.
And I will
that,
spend them wisely.
Yeah, you think that you're gonna ride a broom back from Taco Bell?
Okay, that's well, the nice thing is the broom sweeps up, so any kind of mess that you have.
Oh my
Well, anyway,
God.
folks.
All right, well, Luke loses. All right, let's get on to the next thing on our notes
So
before
funny.
we
Oh
get
my God.
fired.
Yeah,
We're
honestly,
working. This is our job.
This is our job.
This is technically our job.
Congratulations.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the new tutorial, folks. I guess I could provide some info, like behind the scenes kind of situation. So let's the old tutorial experience had some technical issues. Let's put it that way. We had a working tutorial for a long time on Roll20. In general, it kind of just wasn't doing what we wanted. So we said, let's try to get something off the ground that is a what would that look like? What kind of things would we want to do? And what we really wanted to focus on was the different suite of tools that are available. We worked with Nate Trem, I think I'm saying that last name right, of Highland Paranormal Society, put this map up and together. We had a ton of people working on this project in terms of making it look nice and writing out this copy and making sure that all this was flowed well. And we're super happy with the way this turned out. This is free. This is a free experience that you can enter in at any time on Roll20. You just go under your games tab. You'll find a tutorial there. And you can check this out and get into it. I think Eve in the chat just dropped a link. Thank you, Eve, one of our wonderful mods. This is like a really great time for figuring out what Roll20 sort of looks like and trying to get into it on the ground level. The other thing that's really cool about this is towards the end, we actually open up a map that was designed by one of our wonderful map makers in the community, put it together. And it is dynamic lighting enabled. So even if you are not a pro, even if you've never used dynamic lighting ever in your life or ever played around with it, this is a way to try it out and test it out for completely free. Any kind of changes you make on this page when you're playing around with this is like a true sandbox. They won't save. They won't be there the next time you jump in there. But it is like a really great way to just play around and just mess with it and see what's possible and what's capable without really having to just subscribe before you do that. And we kind of hope that this gives people a better understanding of kind of what it offers along with the rest of the platform and what you might be able to find there.
My favorite part is the character sheet. I really love the character sheet and how it shows off the way that character sheets interact with the BTT. And also the design is great. Our team put it together as kind of like a fake character sheet, fake RPG experience to give you the closest experience possible without tying you to any particular system or
Yes.
style of character sheet. And so it's really, not only is it a great tutorial, but I think it's also just cool and fun to look at. I was really, really thrilled with how that came out.
Absolutely, yeah. The character sheet is super, super cool and gives you a really good overview of kind of what that's going to look like. And also, I think like if you are a sheet author, you can kind of see just the very basic bare bones of how this was set up. But I think that kind of like deconstructing this and maybe reverse engineering it is also a really good way to sort of understand kind of how these sheets work and what's going on with them too. So yeah, I agree, Emily. This is just a really, really cool thing. We're really excited about the tutorial, this new experience. Like I said, a lot of people who are here are probably pretty used to Roll20. But in terms of getting new players on, or if you have somebody who hasn't used the site before and you need to point them somewhere, this is definitely the place to get started. We are going to be taking feedback on it. We definitely want to hear kind of what people want to see in the future for this, how we might be able to make it more robust. We're not just putting something out and leaving it forever. We really want this to be something that we iterate on and keep working on moving forward in the future too. Cool.
Yeah.
TK, I also see in the notes here you have something on some of the new learning tools with YouTube and the Help Center. Want to talk a little bit about some of that stuff?
This is super exciting. We've been working with some contractors on updating our YouTube page. I'm sure that if any of you are subscribed to our YouTubes, I'm an old man. You can see that we have updated with some awesome new tutorials over here.
Yeah, these are great.
Really cool. Boop, 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 boop. Just like some really cool new thumbnails and stuff. And a lot of this, I'm just going to pause that so it doesn't play. A lot of our new descriptions also include timestamps, so you can just jump straight to what you want to learn. And
yeah, God bless these.
This one was one that I requested specifically, which is how to align a map on a grid. It's under 10 minutes. You can jump straight to wherever you gotta go in it. Boom. That's what's up, baby.
Yeah.
And it's got a bunch of like learn more little links and stuff to kind of like walk you through it if you need it. But yeah, this is like, it's got it for if you bought something, if you uploaded from a Patreon and they didn't necessarily size it for Roll20, if you got a map and you like were able to find it from maybe a free resource, if you scanned it in from one of the books that you own physically, it's got all kinds of tips for aligning your maps specifically to a Roll20 grid.
Yeah, this thing is awesome. All of these tutorials, they're like really well put together. They're super well produced. Like you said, the timestamps are like an enormous thing for just jumping in, finding what you need, and getting it and getting out.
Oh, so good. They have
Really
captions
great.
on them.
Yeah,
Like we're making Roll20 like the experience of learning Roll20 as accessible as we can, little by little, more and more. The help center as well. A lot of our articles are going to start incorporating those videos. I didn't go to one before I pulled this up. Should have, so I could have showed you.
Clicking around.
I'm just clicking around, showing you the dark mode. But yeah, so a lot of that stuff's going on our help center, and it's really just to like make the learning curve for getting onto Roll20 as like close to straight as possible.
Absolutely.
Instead of this wildness.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. Our super incredible like user XP team is what we call them, our user experience team. Helps out with a lot of this stuff, making this stuff work, and then our Carlos leads kind of the team that works on this YouTube stuff, and it's just been a really great project from everybody involved, and just been doing a lot of stuff to make this a lot better, and hopefully make it so that people's questions when they're using the platform, they can find the resources that they need, which is ultimately what we really want to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, which is pretty great. Cool. Oh, and Eve dropped a link to the YouTube page in the chat there. So if you are not subscribed or you haven't checked it out, kind of see what kind of stuff we have up there, definitely check that out and give us a like and a subscribe. That's my little pitch for you. I got to be a real content creator just now and got to say like and subscribe.
That was really impressive.
Ring that bell.
I feel I nailed it, so it's nice to hear that you also.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your boy Luke.
It is your boy Luke. That's true.
What is up, fellow youths? It is I, your boy.
How do you do? How do you do, fellow youths? Let's talk a little bit about content stuff.
Yo.
Yeah,
Emily. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about Wild Beyond the Witchlight? You want to tell me all about that?
Yeah, let's talk about the release that is coming out from our friends over at Wizards of the Coast next week. Some of you may have heard of this little game called D&D, little Dungeons and Dragons action. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it.
Dungeons and or Dragons?
You had me interested when you said dungeons, but then when you said dragons, I was in.
No, it's obviously we've got a lot of D&D players, a lot of 5th edition players here at Roll20. So in line with the Wizards of the Coast launching this title this Tuesday, we will be launching the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a Feywild adventure on Tuesday, September 21st. It's going to go live around 11 a.m. Eastern time, I believe. But you can go ahead and pre-order your copy now. So you can hop on over to the website and get a copy right now. We actually have a very special limited edition price on this product. It's only $29.99 right now. And that price will not last forever. So I definitely recommend for folks to either grab your pre-order or grab your copy as soon as you can. This is going to be, first of all, it's my favorite or Emily's most anticipated D&D title coming out this year because it's all about the Feywild. Yeah, I know you're all dying to know. So it's just add a section to the website that's just Emily's picks.
We should.
It's all about the Feywild, which is my personal favorite part of D&D lore, and it's a Feywild carnival. Like, what about that does not sound exciting? It's full of a lot of fun little details and really great just lore and kind of character options. You've got 2 new playable character races you can play. You've got 2 new character backgrounds you can add, and there's also a lot of non-combat options in this game or in this release. So I think for a player like me, I'm really like narrative heavy personally. I'm not a big combat person, and so I don't know. Like I said, this is just my most excited release from D&D this year, and it also with the Roll20 release, as always, we have fully integrated everything for you to access all the parts of the game in the best way possible right in the BTT. So, of course, all the rules are built into the compendium with drag and drop support, so you can integrate everything from the Wild Beyond the Witchlight into your character sheet. All of the information from the book is organized awesomely into handouts by our team who spends so much time putting these projects together. All the maps laid out nicely for you. If you've got a subscription, dynamic lighting is set up ready for you to use. Everything is carefully placed for you. And we've got some really interesting integrations of just taking the content from the book and enhancing it into that virtual tabletop experience. So you're not just getting the book, you're getting what I call the book plus. Like, it is the book and a lot of integrations and a lot of support that makes it that much higher level and that much better. And yeah, that'll be coming out on Tuesday. So everyone keep an eye on that. Go pre-order it now if you haven't already. I know I'm going to be playing it literally ASAP.
Yeah. Some of those playable races that you mentioned. One of them is obviously the Herringon, the rabbit.
Yes, yeah,
I just wanted to ask TK. TK, if you had to name a rabbit folk character, what would you name them?
Oh my gosh!
Right now, you got to respond. Just quick, first thing off the dome.
Oh gosh! See, now I've like totally blanked out. Because I'm just sitting here like thinking about it, and I'm like, I think I'd play a monk.
Okay.
And
that's a good choice.
Yeah, I think they would play a monk, and I think that I don't know their name yet, but I do know that their fists have like their fists they'll have 5 fingers on their fists, obviously, and they'll have tattoos Flopsy and Mopsy on their fists.
That's pretty good. I accept this answer.
Yeah. It's probably like Peter Raisinhell or something like that. Like, it's
that's pretty good.
Wild.
I knew you would get there.
Yeah.
I will say I literally have already changed my name in whereby we use it at Roll20 as for our video conferencing to one of the recommended names from. I don't know if I want to give it away, like it might be a spoiler. I don't know. I'm not going to say what the name is, but I'm forcing everyone at work to call me by that now.
I was very excited when I saw it. Yeah.
So I don't know. A big reveal on Tuesday. I will tweet what my new name at work is.
Incredible.
And you can all call me that forever.
I'm so excited. I'm almost as excited as like seeing the Switchlight Carnival map, and honestly,
that map is gorgeous.
Is it weird that it reminds me of Candyland?
No.
I think that is exactly on purpose.
I think it's got some of those vibes for sure.
Look at the horsey that has butterfly wings.
That's what I was gonna say. Take a look at the promo art, the carriage drawn by the Fae horses. Like, oh my gosh, it's
okay. So I'm not being weird or anything, but those wings are so big that somebody's gotta like eat them, right? Like that's a delicacy somewhere because they're so big.
You know, there's 2 kinds of people in the world. TK who asks that kind of question.
Because they gotta be like candied.
His brain never would have gone there.
I bet they're candied, right? Like you just put a little honey on them and put like a rock crisp. Anyway, what are you guys doing? What's the next thing?
Well, let's talk a little bit about Roll20 Reserve then, folks. How about it?
Let's do that.
This month's reward is, I should explain. Pitch. Can I do this pitch in a sentence?
You can. I believe in you.
Is a hand-picked item from the Roll20 team that we give to pro subscribers every month as a little gift or a little reward for saying thank you for subscribing.
That was great.
Thank you. And I've written enough tweets. And this month, it's this awesome Dynamic City Tavern map from Moonlight Maps, which is that's marketplace creator account that has been making these really, really rad maps, putting them together for a while. Yeah. I really like this set a lot.
I am going to show you at least one of the 16 maps, one of the 16 dynamically lit maps from this set. I don't know. I might show you a few more. As you can see, popping into the dynamic lighting layer, there's a lot that goes into this. It's a very luxurious map. But just popping down here, I like to, since it's nighttime, I like to go in actually and add put a little like extra spice on it, just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and, bring that dim all the way down. Yeah. Just because, like, it's just moody, it's dark, it's like, ooh, cozy in here, you know?
courtesy of that new brightness slider we added last
Yo,
month.
that's what's up though. I'm gonna grab her and copy paste her onto a daytime one just so you can see. Like this one's a little bit more, this is like a nice little moody one. It doesn't have any lights in it. We're just gonna make sure that let's go ahead and put dimming, and we'll up that to 15 actually, just in case. Ooh, yeah, now we're starting to see a little sass. Oh my gosh, which one am I on? I'm glad that it has a highlight around the page now. Could you imagine?
Yeah, absolutely. The things that we lived with.
Yeah.
I think
the things I personally put up with.
I really love this map.
Nice
Like
and dingy.
beyond just having a place for like long rests, which is kind of what the map pack is pitched as, you know, having something where you can kind of do like bar room brawl, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A place to meet for free encounters and things like that. I think it's really, really cool. And having it at multiple times a day means that, you know, if your players are returning to this same spot multiple times for whatever reason, you know, you can visit it those times during the day. So like if it does end up being a tavern that's like a home base, it's like really, really perfect for that.
They really also they include in here additional lighting if you need to put it in there, so you can just pop it straight down onto a table. All of these tokens on the side, yeah, you all can see all these tokens on the side, the lantern, the torch, the candle, they all come with their own emit light tokens. So you can actually just say like, oh, my character lights a candle. Okay.
Pretty cool.
And boom, you lit up the room. My character lights a lantern and sets it on the bar. Ooh, moody.
Nice
Sorry, I just get excited. I'm like,
nice stuff.
It's like, oh, well, we only have one candle to like light our way, and we can still mess with that candle just a little bit and be like, ooh, it's a flickery candle. Let's take it down to like 2 feet.
Yep.
And pop us back on there. Ooh, spooky.
Nice.
This is like why this item for me is kind of a perfect example of what is so cool about Roll20 Reserve, that it's just an extra thing in your arsenal that if you're a subscriber, you just get, and there's so many different ways you can use it. And that if you really like, if you're not used to playing around with dynamic lighting, right, this is set up for you to get more comfortable with that and to start using it creatively in your games. If you're already an expert at it, this is just building out like more art, more assets for you to pull into your games to entertain your players with. And then if you really love what you see here, then you can, bam, go to Moonlight Maps page and find other stuff they've done that intrigues you.
Yeah, and they have a ton of really great work. So again, that's Dynamic. Is the name of it is
Dynamic City Tavern. Yeah. So when you go to the add-on page to add this to it, you're gonna see Dynamic City and then a vertical. This is vertical. This is horizontal. So I'm not a coder. You're gonna see a vertical dash and then tavern. Because we do have 2 add-ons that are very similarly named. This is the one with the dash after city and not after dynamic. So
awesome.
Even though I think they're made by the same people, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah.
Well, that's the Roll20 Reserve for the month. Remember, pros get that for free.
2 floors, 16 maps.
If you're
You've got like 2 weeks left to claim it, so
get over there and claim that thing, and then wait for the one that comes the next month, because we do this literally every month. You get,
and there's literally no reason not to claim it. Like,
yeah, I should put this actually in here.
You never know when you're gonna want it.
You never know. Let's talk a little bit about the marketplace item of the month, shall we?
Yeah, we can, especially because that's also in this game. Look how many things you can fit in this game.
TK, did you pick this one?
This is Jamie, like our marketplace manager, picked this one.
Oh, shouts out to Jamie. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, this one is also a dynamic map, but there's not so much dynamic lighting on it to make it unusable for a person who doesn't have access to dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
So we've got the same little thing, and really the dynamic lighting is for the most part up here, and it is being used instead of a mood lighting to sort of obstruct line of sight for battles.
Right.
So
and
basically,
yeah, and then this one has like there's different maps for battle damage, right? That's kind of the
So
So
this
cool.
is called the crashing airship. So we've got like the regular sort of midday. We've also got, oh no, we crashed in the middle of, just pop you right here. Oh no, we crashed in the middle of like a weird forest and it's snowing and terrible. Ah, spooky. Look at all those geese. Yeah, so
Ooh.
this is just a crashing airship. It's got different things for different types of damage. Um, it's a really beautiful map.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
awesome. And like these different like modular with the same sort of tile pieces, like the thing that has completely blown me away about marketplace creators is how much they think about like these maps not just as like static things, but like as living things for your game and like want to give you the options to play with them like toys. It's like it's so cool. Like where else can you get that kind of stuff? It's every time I
Yeah.
see something like this, it blows me away with their creativity.
We are such a talented group of marketplace creators. It's really a community of folks who have really started pushing the boundaries of like new and exciting ways to innovate with marketplace items on the
Yes.
BTT. I think this is a great example of that. It's always fun when you find a map pack that's like an art style that you really love, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this in my game, and then you load it up, and the creator has thought of those little details like setting up the dynamic lighting or like having the different layers for different modes of combat, like always a great addition to your game. And if for those of you who haven't really gone out there and looked at what the marketplace community has to offer at Roll20, when I say there's something for everyone, like literally
There really
that
is.
there really
is.
Such a wide variety of stuff there.
So I am going to show just an additional
cool.
little thingy.
Yeah, Jamie's saying this in the chat, and I was like, that whole time I was like brimming with excitement because I didn't realize this is true. But like, look at this.
So,
and if you just click move to back, you could probably fan through these with the yep.
Now, what I'm doing is being a little more dramatic and just deleting them because this is a game that I'm not going to. Just everybody, so everyone knows, you can't fix it if you accidentally delete it, but I can. Actually, you can. You can just unload and then reload back in the add-on. But yeah, so that's really, how we can see. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's so stinking cool.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think of how I'm going to integrate this into my current games because like I really want to use this map at this point. This is very cool.
That does make me wonder if the dynamic lighting has changed at all.
Final Fantasy IX vibes here.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Rage in the chat says everyone needs an airship battle, and I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
That is
I would like to specify that everyone's games need an airship battle. I don't know if I personally.
Semantics.
Yeah, there we go. I wasn't on the token later, and I was trying to look from the player point of view. I'm wild.
All right.
Thanks for the pop-up, Roll20, telling me that I wasn't on the token layer.
There you go. So that's Crashing Airship Phase Battle Map.
It's so beautiful.
Dynamic map, right? Right?
I love it more than anything. This is my favorite child.
Yeah, definitely check that out, folks. That is one that is worth taking a look at.
Oh, I love it in the dark. Sorry, one sec. I'm just like looking at it over the ocean at dark.
I don't have the view up, so I don't see what you're clicking around with.
Gosh, if only you could see this, Luke.
If there was some way it was broadcasting to the entirety of the internet.
Oh my gosh, it's like totally dark on this last one. That's so wild.
It's rad.
Ugh, wild. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry. Please go.
No, I just wanted to talk a little bit about mobile.
Oh yeah.
Because I got some hot goss for the folks who are here in chat with us.
I'm ready.
We're
ready for the hot goss.
Probably from the future. So we've opened up some seats in the Roll20 Beta, the Roll20 Mobile Beta. If you have an iPhone or an Android, and you'd like to kind of check it out, poke in there. We have a limited number of seats open. We'll post the link in the chat, but you can head to the website, check it out, and maybe if you're interested in seeing what we've got cooking up, we really are looking for some feedback from players and users to see what the mobile app's like. So this isn't going to be around forever. We're not going to have these seats open forever, but if you're interested in checking it out and you're here with us, I would definitely recommend heading over there and taking a look at it. We've got some really cool things cooking up for mobile. We're not quite public with it yet. Obviously, we haven't done release, but we are in a beta test where we're kind of opening things up for a couple more users. So I wanted to plug that here on the stream while we had some time and we had the ear of people who were interested in that. So yeah, definitely check it out.
Super fun fact. When you look at this page and you're like, oh my goodness, this photo looks like it might be a stock photo. It's not. This is one of our employees.
No. Yes.
They're playing an actual game.
I wrote the JIRA ticket that led to that image being taken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely check this out and poke around. It was my recommendation. So that's our brief little mobile corner. We'll have much news for you next month on mobile, I think.
Much news. Wow, very mobile.
Very mobile. Yes, extremely mobile. You're always on the go.
We've got a lot of news coming out in the next month anyway. We can't talk about it. Oh no.
We do though.
A lot of stuff's happening. All right. Let's pop on to the next topic that we wanted to talk about here, which is we took some questions. As always, we tweet out a link to a survey where you can ask questions. If you want to get them fielded here on the Roundtable, we'll read them live and answer them. And the first one was actually exactly on this, because it was, when will the Roll20 app be available for everyone? My answer is, I don't have an answer for you, but you should definitely stay tuned, because there might be some news coming up sooner than you think rather than later. And like I said, next month we might have some stuff to talk about. So yeah, that's that answer. Next up, I think that's everything we have to say about that. Unless, is there anything else you wanted to add in, folks?
Luke, you are the person who knows the most about mobile. Like, let's be honest.
Well, not the most, but I know
on this panel of three people
in this room,
in this virtual room. Sure, I have my own room too.
We're gonna ask. What are we gonna ask Emily's cat? Like, what's?
Aiko, what do you think?
Would like to.
Aiko, is mobile coming out? When is mobile coming out?
The cat is under NDA.
I like how the cat looked behind to be like, "Are you talking to me, or is there somebody?"
Like just somebody... meows to another cat. It's just like,
so good.
Hey.
All right. The next question I had lined up that I wanted to talk about was somebody asked about modular API stuff on the site. So I think this is a really interesting question. Currently, you need to have a working knowledge of programming to really do anything. And I'm old and I don't have time for that. Fair enough. I'm young and I don't have time for that. Some kind of drag and drop thing would be lovely. So this is about the API sandbox, which you can use to customize your games on Roll20. It's a pro feature. Super cool, super big range of like possibilities and things that you can do with it. I think that this is a cool idea and definitely will spark some conversations among devs. We'll definitely take it back, is what I can say to that. But in the meantime, there's a couple of things that I definitely would like to plug in terms of checking out. Number one is the tutorials that Nick Olivo puts up on YouTube. I'm going to drop a link for the mods to drop in the chat here. But Nick's tutorials are like the overview of how to use this stuff better than, just does a great job with this stuff. I think these are some of the best that you can find online, Nick's playlists. And if you're just getting started for the first time with using API or any kind of extensions on Roll20 like that, this is the place to go. The other one that I really want to plug is there was a recent thread in the forums that I found. I'm going to drop this as well. And this was the must-have macros, APIs, and add-ons for playing 5th edition D&D, which obviously is the most popular game on the site. This is like a must-have list of like the things that will make your games even better than they are. I think that this is a great place to get started if you're interested and curious with API. And if you are, loading these ones and doing these tutorial ones is a really great way to sort of reverse engineer and start getting to get ready to build your own. And actually, some of Nick's more advanced videos are all about how you build your own API and kind of getting your feet wet with that stuff. Yeah. So definitely check those out. Like I said, I think that the idea of like maybe making that more in depth, like, that's a big undertaking, but I think it's interesting, and that could be the genesis of some cool talks that we'll have. So
and absolutely, absolutely remember that a lot of the ones that are like super popular are also available as one click. There's a drop down specifically for API. All you got to do is look for their name, and all you have to do is click on it, allow it to install, just enable it in the next tab, and boom, it's all in there for you. Yeah. So it's not quite drag and drop from NVTT, but it's as close as you can get right now.
About as close as you can get. Mm-hmm. Cool. So that's what I wanted to say about that stuff. The next question that we wanted to hit, there was somebody was asking about, will non-pro subscribers be given some free things every so often, like pro subscribers are? Which I think is a great question. It's just, can I have some stuff? Which is at the heart of all of our questions, right? That's what. No, I'm teasing.
I actually sent that survey question in,
Yeah,
so if you don't say yes, I am calling HR.
This is just what TK asks me every day.
This is just me. I wrote it. I wrote it in the show notes. It's written in like black lipstick.
But what I will say is that we have a couple of things that are free on the site. Number one is Master's Vault, which is this really cool adventure from James and Tricasso, which is a good way that's been on there for a long time. Shouts out to James. That's a good one to get started in terms of getting started with Roll20. The other thing is Camp Clearwater Massacre, still on the site, still available, and that was back from I'm blanking on the name. Summer Camp.
Dynamic Lighting Unlocked.
Dynamic Lighting Unlocked Summer Camp. That's
Weekend
it.
in early July, I believe July 9th through 19th.
Yep, we worked with the folks at DM Dave, put together an adventure, free to download, still is. That was specially made for that event. And then I will also say that that's something that we like to do a lot, is give away some content along with big events that we have, or big kind of stuff that happens. So definitely keep an eye on if we have something kind of coming up in the future. There'll probably be an adventure.
Probably this quarter.
Yeah, if there was something that rhymed with Roll Blunny Blonde, Roll20 Con is what I'm trying to say.
You could just say Roll20 Con. There's not a single person.
I thought that'd be fun, but it wasn't. It just when I said it when it was coming out weird, I was like, no, don't do this. And then it already happened.
Yeah,
Roll20 Con.
You're like, stop inside of your mind, and it was already out.
It's true. That's exactly what happened. But we have a really cool free adventure lined up for Roll20 Con this year, which I'm very excited about. We'll have more to talk about with that.
Oh, I'm so excited for y'all to see the art and the stuff we've been working on, but I can't show you yet.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
Mid.
So that's my pitch on free stuff for you. Cool. Next up, and this is the last one we've got here. This is another really good one that we got. Over on the forums, there were some threads like 2020 middle-ish mapping and a 2021 kickoff thread. We'll be getting any more of these or anything similar. They were really insightful. So first of all, glad you liked them. Number two is that if you're not familiar with these folks, these are over in the pro forums, which is the forum we have specifically for pro users. We have a little section there for like it's basically road mapping, kind of what we want to do in terms of dev. We usually check in with these kind of regularly. We haven't done one in the recent couple months because actually, so we've been onboarding a lot of new employees. We've been kind of redistributing a lot of kind of how that stuff's getting done. And we're working towards basically training somebody else to take on that and kind of be a little bit more active in that thread and have that as part of duties. And so I would say that there's a little bit of a delay and a little hiccup in getting the next one up, but you can expect another one happening. And I just want to pass along like the message that like I'm very glad that is something that people like and are using. Because it's awesome that we got this question. There were two resounding feelings, which is guilt because we haven't had it up yet, and then happiness that people are looking for something like this and that it's providing value to people who are on the site. So definitely just want to say like, yeah, that stuff's coming, and thank you for the question. That's a good one too. But yeah, you'll see something on the pro forums coming up pretty soon, so that you can kind of have a better idea of kind of what we're charting out for the future and why we're charting it out that way. Those are my pre-screened questions. Yeah. Do we want to jump into some questions for Emily?
Before we jump into questions for Emily, I will say, and this is a new thing that we're doing. Please don't be disheartened if we don't read your question aloud on Roundtable. It's usually because we haven't got a concrete answer for it yet. I am, however, collecting your questions, and most of them will have answers in our monthly newsletter now. So that's like a big thing. We're not ignoring you. We're not overlooking you or anything. It's just that sometimes they don't have answers that, say, a customer lifecycle specialist or a social media manager could give you.
Yeah, I got nervous when TK and Luke asked me to come on. I was like, if they ask about code, I'm gonna know literally nothing.
And I told Emily, I was like, no, it's cool. I deleted all the code questions. That's not true. I did not do that.
Well put. Thank you, TK.
But now I will get to my interview questions. I've got some hard-hitting journalism for all of you.
That's what we do here.
Finally, we're going to get to the bottom of some of this, of some of these Roll20 conspiracies. And I'd love to start with your unusual hobbies, Emily. I love learning about people. Like, Morgan told me that she kept chickens and had like a whole homestead farm, and now I'm obsessed with like my coworkers' secret lives.
Yeah, if you missed last month, Morgan has a farm.
Yes, a whole farm. Wild. Is there a hobby that you used to be super into in the past that you really wish you could get back into?
Yeah, actually, I'm a professionally trained sword fighter, and
I'm sorry.
Is this gonna happen every month?
I'm really sorry that I don't have the swords hanging on the wall behind me yet. I just moved apartments, so I haven't put them up yet.
It's like, it's like Morgan with her chickens and mandolin.
Yeah, I really want me and Morgan to start a band because I play the harp, and so that's my harp right there in the background. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. This all like rolls up into the one unusual hobby, which is that I'm a huge Ren Fair nerd. And I performed for 6 years at the New York Renaissance Fair, playing the role of Maid Marian and basically being a Disney princess for kids and sword fighting in big stage shows, and it was a blast, like an absolute dream for
That's awesome.
a long time. And I miss it a lot. Yeah, it was fun. It was really great.
I love it.
Oh my god, I need a moment to just like sit in this for a second. Okay, I'm ready.
I love seeing like Jen say the swords behind you that like the swords you used to see every day are, yes, they are real. They contain many a nick and a scar from
so wild
combat. Yeah.
That's so good.
Okay. So, just a question for you as a licensing director, just in general. There are some... No, this one's silly. The next one's silly too. But like there are some properties that are kind of like Pokemon or Avatar: The Last Airbender, or I think personally Shadow and Bone, that I feel like really easily lend themselves to typical TTRPG mechanics. Are there any like shows, video games, comics, books that you would love to see a TTRPG that has not been translated into a TTRPG already?
Easy. Sailor Moon, hands down. Hands down. There might be like, there's probably some version of a Sailor Moon TTRPG that someone's put together out there somewhere, I'm sure. Right? But to me, it's perfect for a TTRPG because, like, literally the abilities don't really matter. It's like you can just make up the flavor for like whatever scout you are, right? You can just make up the flavor for your powers, and then just it all comes out in the wash. Like,
they all kind of fall under like a certain like archetype of magic. So like Mercury's bubble blast would be like some kind of obscuring or a protection or barrier, and then like Jupiter and Mars obviously both have destructive type magic, whereas I would argue that even though Venus does have some destructive type magic, a lot of her stuff is like buffs or like restraining with like her little love chain
restraints.
A lot of restraint stuff. So
she's
like
really a support class.
Exactly. And like Neptune would have like charming magic. I'm sorry, I'm very excited. So
I'm happy that you're happy.
Yeah. So additional optional question. Who is the superior Sailor Scout, and why is it Sailor Venus?
It's Sailor Venus 100%. Like literally 100%. Obviously. Sailor Venus is what Sailor Moon wishes she could be.
Yes.
I said it.
Yo, and even Sailor Moon has said it, and this is the thing, even Sailor Venus has acknowledged that, but in spite of being like the most experienced and strongest Sailor Scout at the time, she still was big enough to step back and let Sailor Moon be the leader.
I'm
Googling them right now, folks. I'm trying to see if I can formulate an opinion from these wiki pages. All I can really tell you is that the one I had a crush on as a kid was Sailor Mars, so...
She's so mean.
She's so angry.
She's
mean.
I
gotta type.
For no reason. She doesn't deserve the friends she has. They're too kind with her. She demands so much emotional labor. Anyway, question number 3, and this one is like a slightly more serious licensing one. It's no secret that Wizards of the Coast is like a huge draw for Roll20. I'm not going to ask you for any like secrets coming up or anything like that. Instead, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to pitch the most overpowered D&D boss monster that you possibly can. Starting now.
Okay, I present to you the monstrously organized but completely fearsome Scrum. Okay, this is the boss is called Scrum, and the way you have to fight it is it's resistant to all damage types. So you have to tick away at it like a little bit at a time. You can't. There's like no way to hit it all at once, and it feels like for like when you feel like you've got it down, it just kind of comes back up again and just keeps. It's got like the equivalent of 4 health bars basically. Shoot, is my time up?
It is
You get the
technically
idea.
up. That
This is real good, though.
I don't know what I expected. I'm not mad.
Great.
Jen says in the chat, this monster is agile.
This
Oh
monster-
yes, high dex. Very high dex because it's
Really
incredibly
high dex.
agile. Yeah.
This is the nerdiest conversation I've ever been in. That's
it?
saying something about me.
All right, 2% of our demographic on Roll20 on YouTube. You're so welcome. Go ahead and pitch your overpowered boss monster in the comments. Like and subscribe.
Mash that button.
Smash that button, boys. All right, I think it's time for questions from chat. As
Yeah, we
usual, I ran over, so let's do it.
We got a couple that I definitely wanted to hit on here. So I'm going to keep on filling for time while I pull them up by making noises with my mouth until
Okay, best sandwich.
Okay, no, I got it. We're
Just
good.
kidding.
Starfinder products. Some of the books already out are Roll20. So I wanted to general question about Starfinder books and some kind of supplements that might be coming from on Roll20 for it. Emily, do you want to talk about any kind of upcoming books that are happening in that realm?
Yeah, we do have a Starfinder release next week on Wednesday, September the 22nd. You will see Starfinder Tech Revolution come to the Roll20 marketplace day and date with the release from Paizo. And what I will say about Starfinder in general, and this is this is across the board for Paizo products. Because I'm just going to get in front of, I'm sure it happens every roundtable. I'm sure folks are asking, when is this Paizo product I want coming?
Yeah.
I completely understand and respect those questions. So I'm just going to summarize in general, and if you've heard me make this point before, I apologize for repeating it, but this is generally the way things are. Paizo puts out a lot of content. We're all aware they are incredibly, incredibly prolific, and the focus for us right now is keeping day and date with the major book products that are moving forward, and then assessing how we can bring backlog in to support as well. So for those of you who have questions about like Starfinder Adventure Paths that we don't have, or backlog content that we haven't done, just know that it's something we're constantly discussing. We're constantly looking into ways to strategize to better support more Pathfinder and more Starfinder content. But the focus is really on keeping day and date with the book releases throughout the calendar year.
Nice.
So what I will say is just like the theme of talking about licensing is stay tuned for potential future announcements. Like, there's not a whole lot that I can share beyond that, but just know like, we hear you asking about it. We absolutely do. And we are working on it. That's like, we're figuring out a solution. And based on when we know like answers to these questions, I promise you, we will inform you as soon as we can. Well
put. I just wanted to shout out MGS Revolver. Gave us a little love in the chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate that as well too. Cool. So that kind of hits our questions on Pathfinder. I had somebody asked a technical question here. Why are you on fire? Which is an extremely good Twitch name. Asked, is there?
Oh, I thought that was the question.
Me too. I was like,
it's also a good question.
Yeah.
Which would be concerning. No, they asked, is there a way to transfer macros from one game to another without copying?
Without copying the entire macro table and...
Well, without copying the game, I think.
Oh, without copying the game or without copying the rollable table that requires a macro to trigger it?
Sure. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, without copying the rollable table, but you would have to copy that over, huh?
So if you're trying to copy the entire rollable table and the macro, go ahead, and if you are a pro subscriber, you have access to our transmogrifier, which is a big sort of a code copy paste. Otherwise, you kind of have to copy it by hand, but copy it manually.
It would be 2 steps. Number 1, you can transmog the table into the new game that the macro is pointing to, and then you would have to copy paste the macro code, right?
Yep. But you would already have the rollable table for it. So that's not so bad if you have just like a D6 rollable table for like random enemies. But for something that's much bigger, like for me, I always do like a ton of like, I have a D1000 Wild Mage rollable table. And if I had to copy it by hand, it would be a real hassle. So the transmogrifier is great for me in those instances.
It's awesome for that stuff. That's a good question, though. If anybody has a way to kind of hack around that, tweet at us, let us know, and I'll share
for
that
sure.
if you come up with something. But we're at time, folks. I don't know. It zoomed by again.
Yeah, it goes so fast.
I know. I told myself at the end of this thing I would go get myself a burrito just as for a job well done, and I think I've earned it. So I'm excited about that.
Is the burrito your favorite sandwich? Is that the best sandwich?
Is a burrito a sandwich?
Oh, I don't want.
Yes, a burrito is a sandwich. Yes, there is carbs on top and carbs on bottom and
carbs on the sides, though.
All right, okay, but like that's like asking if like a hoagie is like a sandwich. Of course, it's a sandwich.
Folks, I've been your host. My name is Luke. You can find me online at Urza's Hot Tub, Urzas Hot Tub, all one word. You can also find me tweeting from the Roll20 account. Please like the coupon image we put up. I'm very proud of that.
It's so cute.
Thank you.
I love it.
Emily, where can people find you on the internet?
Hi, I'm Emily. Thanks, everyone. Well, thank you, TK and Luke, for letting me come on and chat with y'all tonight. This is amazing. Thanks, folks who tuned in or are watching later. I love getting to answer your licensing related questions and any non-licensing related questions I maybe know a little bit about. I can be found on social media at Emily the Spoon. Emily the Spoon everywhere.
Bam, bam. And TK.
What up? It's me. It's TK, writing spooky stories, hanging out at Roll20. Not streaming anymore. I'm on a sort of hiatus from that because I'm burned out. So you can find me on Twitter just doing spooky story stuff and talking about general game stuff at TK Joins the Fray. It is a Smash Brothers reference. I am a Captain Falcon main, so...
That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't totally sure.
Yeah, TK Joins the Fray. And that's pretty much it for me. Keep an eye out for your newsletters in your inboxes. That's gonna have a lot of like really cool new stuff in it. We're really working hard on how we can engage the community more in our newsletters. So maybe there'll be free rollable table and macro in there. Maybe there'll be some, I've already promised that there will be like roundtable questions and a transcript in there for the answers. And all kinds of cute little fun things.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all I got for a sign off. So you should think of something because I have to hit the stop streaming button.
I would never tell this to TK's face, but TK is doing a lot of really cool stuff with the newsletter, and you should be excited about the content.
I'm sorry, Luke. I accidentally muted you. Nobody heard that.
No, I've been trapped. Folks, thanks again for joining us. We will be back next month, and we will have more info from you, more cool stuff. Watch out for Roll20 Con news coming up pretty soon here. And we're getting to that season. I don't think it's letting the cat out of the bag, and you know that's happening. So yeah, thanks again for joining us, folks. We really appreciate having you in chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, anybody who's engaging with this at all. And we'll see you next month.
Back a whole day.
Oh, whatever. Get out of here.